Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of what we were discussing yesterday, the foundation steps to radical self-love and spiritual awakening. These are steps that I've gone through, that I've been through, that I just know, I embody it, I get it, I can speak on it. For those of you who don't know, my name is Ify. Hi, it is a nickname. So happy you're here with me. I am a spiritual teacher. I teach people spiritual, metaphysical concepts based on my own experiences in life, and I've had a doozy of them. I've had lots of them. So make sure you're asking questions. Make sure you're posting your comments. You can message me, private message me if that feels better for you. Yesterday, I talked about the language foundation number 1 to building yourself, to loving yourself. For second lesson, radical self-love. This is something that is so important. It is so important. I hear a lot of people say it's so selfish, it's self-centered, it's narcissistic, it's blah, 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 blah. It is not at all. The way I look at it, we came into this world by ourselves. Yes, we obviously came through our mothers, but we came in essentially by ourselves, bare-boned and naked. We will leave the world in the same exact way. So if we do not work on the relationship with ourselves, what the heck is the point? Really, what is the point? We cannot be effective for anybody else. We cannot love effectively for anybody else because we have not worked on the relationship within ourselves. Yesterday we talked about language a lot, the foundation, how speaking to ourselves is so important, in the way that we speak to ourselves and the tone that we use even. You want to speak to yourself in a loving, magnificent way. You know, once upon a time I remember being younger. I grew up in New Hampshire. I am African American. My dad's Nigerian. My mom is from Vermont. And all my best friends, most of my life, have been white. And I remember thinking when I was like in elementary school, I would straighten my hair because, I wanted it more like my friend's hair. Do I want to be white? Did I ever want to be white? No. Did I want to identify with traits that they had to fit in? Yes. That to me, if I, looking back now, what I would tell my younger self, love myself so fiercely that it doesn't even matter. Love myself so strongly and boldly that wouldn't have been an issue that I dealt with as a young kid. I went through it to get to this point now, so it's a beautiful blessing, but it's just part of the bigger picture on how we love ourselves as humans. A big one for me is no. The word no is a complete sentence. If people are asking you a billion questions, yeah, sometimes it's nice to divulge and get into it with them, but if it doesn't make you feel good, if it is uncomfortable for you, you don't have to go there. You can say no thank you, this is not something I need to talk about or want to talk about, and you can go about your daily business. Simple as that. It's a practice for sure, each and every day. I remember when I started learning this, I would make it a game with myself, and the more I was able to say no, as uncomfortable as it made me, in my head I'd hear do-do-do, do-do-do, the Rocky theme song. And then I would reward myself with something. Maybe I'd have a bowl of ice cream that night, or I would go and get a mani-pedi, or whatever it was, to reward my positive behavior for my radical self-love. You don't have to show up for every argument that you are invited to. It's great to have discussions, it's great to have healthy debates, but when one side takes it to an extreme and it no longer turns into a debate, it turns into an argument and it's just hostile and negative, you can excuse yourself. You don't have to partake. You can just leave and conserve your energy and conserve yourself. That is self-love. That is not selfish. Why would we want to be in a situation on any level that only harms us? Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, let me know, does this make sense to you? I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on the issue. And it doesn't really matter who the person is. It could be your parent, it could be a loved one, a relative, your husband, spouse, wife, partner in crime, best friend for life. Doesn't really matter. A teacher, the Pope even, President Obama even. Respect you all, love you all. But if these people are in your space and you feel like your energy is being drained from you, or you feel like you don't feel like you're in a safe space, or it's hostile, you can leave. Simple as that. That is radical self-love, and that is okay, and it's a necessity. You're protecting yourself. The reason why this is so important to me is because we can't go anywhere. We can't be who we truly are. We cannot shine as brightly as we are made to shine. We were all made perfect. We're just slowly getting back to that. And I know yesterday I really said there was no such thing as perfect. There truly is not in the human realm, but at the same time, we're working to get back to our true essence, which was made in perfect likeness, because we are one with God and we are one with the universe. So it's important to just love yourself so fiercely, so boldly, and so strongly that nothing affects you to that level. And yes, you'll be affected because we're all human beings. Speaking your truth is such an amazing part of self-love. I know that there are so many times in my past that I might not have said what I wanted to say or done what I wanted to do for fear of hurting somebody else or not wanting to ruffle feathers or confrontation or anything. But if somebody is talking to you and it's not something that you identify with or resonates within you, that's not your truth. You can speak up for yourself and say, nope, that doesn't belong to me at all. That's okay. I've had many psychic readings before where some of my psychic teachers, I could feel when I said something or asked a question that I knew that was my truth. I could feel it in my body and I wanted to ask for confirmation or validation. I have videos also on how to validate yourself. I will link that right here and in the description box. But I remember they would stop for a minute, pause, and they would then interject one of their truths or one of their things onto me. And it just didn't, I remember thinking like, yeah, no, that doesn't resonate with me. That's not mine. And you can say no. So another reason that self-love is so important is that it connects yourself back to you, back to your core, yourself, your soul, your true essence, which lies your true power. Without self-love, there's no boundaries in place. So many people can just walk all over you. Truthfully, typically when people of certain personality types see somebody who is a nice person and just whatever, they might try to walk all over them. With self-love in place, there is a inner strength that really can't be messed with. You can say no, thank you. You can remove yourself from the situation. And it also connects us not only to ourselves, but we're part of God. We're part of the universe. It connects us back to that source power. Our intuition becomes stronger. Your sense of self-worth becomes so powerful. There's very little that will faze you in life on any level when you have that sense of the self-love. There is no sense of competition with anybody else. There's no sense of that person's better than me or I'm doing this wrong. Or when you start to live from a place of self-love, you are doing things truly because you love them and because you love yourself, and that's a healthy relationship. You know, I just said that we came into the world by ourselves. We will leave this world by ourselves. And if we don't strengthen the relationship within ourselves, first and foremost, really life will just be a whole lot harder for each and every single one of us. Self-love is so important because you get to learn your self-worth. You understand who you are as a person. You won't accept certain things, behaviors, actions in your life any longer because they will not serve you. They are of a low vibration, and you are in this place of joy and caring because you love yourself so much. The annoyances of life, you know, that might have happened or happen, because they happen to all of us on some point, some level, doesn't matter. It could be a million times a day and it could be once a week, whatever. The schedule doesn't make a difference. It's when these things happen, you'll just be able to laugh it off because who cares? You love yourself, you're still alive, and life is still good, even when it's not feeling the best. Self-love for me has been such an amazing journey of getting to know myself. You truly have to face your dark side, your shadow side, and live in that shadow side. We cannot be of the light and part of the light and light workers if we do not honor that shadow space. But in order for us to get to the self-love piece, we have to know every single nook and cranny of ourselves, who we are and who we show up as and what we present to the world. So it's been awesome. And the same way I started with my language as my foundation, I would put things all around, sticky notes all around my house. I would change the screensaver on my phones. I would write on whiteboards and all of my mirrors all of these beautiful quotes on self-love and what self-love means or meant to me at the time, positive affirmations and mantras. I am self-love, I love myself dearly, until it stuck. And then one day it just stuck so much that I could not go backwards at all. And you'll start to redefine your boundaries in life, what you will and will not tolerate in life. That is so important because so many people are not as aware as we may be, as the people listening and watching this video will be, because they're sleeping. But that's why we're here. That's why we're part of the light workers, to help wake everybody else up. But when you have people who are not as aware as we may be, they operate from a place of hurt, confusion, lack of self-love, lack of self-worth. It's truly how they represent themselves versus who you really are, if that makes any sense at all. I hope this resonates with you on some level. What do you do to practice self-love? Some of my favorite ways, I love taking baths. I will journal in my journal. I will sing at the top of my lungs because that makes me feel really great on the inside and out. I will love my puppy. I will have an amazing conversation with a trusted friend or loved one. I take a lot of time to meditate. I take a lot of time to self-reflect, and that's actually a daily thing. That's actually a multiple time a day thing on what I'm doing, how I present myself in the world, being responsible for my energy and how I show up in the world. It's safe, it's happy, it's harmonious to love yourself. The more of us who love ourselves so fiercely and beautifully, the more we're going to be able to help everybody else in the world raise their vibration as well. Because that's part of our job here, is to be the light workers that we are. And the best way to do that is to shine your light so brightly that you help to snuff out the darkness, that you help to snuff out that dark side. But to honor who you are and how you show up all the time. You know, being spiritual does not mean always being positive and happy. It is perfectly awesome, normal, and acceptable to be in a space of you need to cry, you need to throw fits, you need to get angry. Let yourself feel that emotion, and then thank the emotion for coming up, thank it for teaching you a lesson, and then move on. That's self-love. And if we have to repeat it a little bit just till we get it, that's okay too, because that's part of the human journey and the human experience. So if you guys really like this, if this resonates with you at all, make sure you share it with somebody that you love and you care about so they can receive the message as well. Make sure you send me comments down below. Make sure you are even messaging me if that's easier or more comfortable for you. I answer everything and read everything. And make sure you're just liking and subscribing. Come follow on this awesome, crazy journey that we call life. And I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you've watched, and I will see you on the next video. It is Wednesday Wisdom tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm getting a new deck in and I can't wait to use it. Woo! It should be here soon. I hope you guys have a terrific rest of your day. I love you all dearly. Have an awesome time. Bye. Mwah! Be a good So, also, what else is amazing to do is I'm totally losing my train of thought. My brother just came home.